Hello, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Steely Dan. We're going to do a quick video, look at their albums chronologically, do a top 10 list. I'll pick three of my favorite songs from each of their albums. I'm only going to rank their first seven albums. Their last two, I'm not familiar enough to really rank them or pick out songs, but I'll list them here as well. First, 1972. They start out with "Cant Buy A Thrill." This was a release that did quite well. Had two big singles off of it: "Do It Again," "Reeling in the Years." At this point in the band, they were six members. You have the founders, Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, and they were joined by multiple guitarists, Denny Diaz, Jeff Skunk Baxter, Jim Hodder on drums, and David Palmer was a vocalist who shared lead vocals with Donald Fagen. Donald Fagen is ultimately going to sing the majority of the songs of Steely Dan, but in this album here, David Palmer had a few shots at lead vocals. He eventually left the band. So Becker and Fagen are the heart of Steely Dan. They met in college, Bard College, New York City, as art students, I believe. Formed a band, hired some musicians, wrote the songs, combined their love of jazz with pop, rock, kind of a fusion element. And it's a unique sound that nobody can duplicate. I mean, you hear a Steely Dan, a couple notes of the song, and you know it's them. The voice gives it away as well. So this is their first album, "Cant Buy A Thrill," 1972. They followed that up the following year with "Countdown to Ecstasy." This, to me, it doesn't have the pop appeal to it. It's more of a musician's album. Same thing here, "Pretzel Logic" from 1974. This is definitely delves into jazz more. No question. It puts the pop and the rock elements aside. This is a jazz album, as far as I'm concerned. In 1975, "Katie Lied." Now here, they're developing their melodies a little bit more. Definitely more melodic, catchy stuff, catchy hooks. So this is the stuff I like. 1976, "The Royal Scam." Their lyrics have improved at this point. They've got some great solos in a couple of the songs here, which I'll detail when I do my favorite songs. A real strong album. Up till this point, I would say this would be my favorite Steely Dan album. Matter of fact, I have this on vinyl as well. "The Royal Scam" from 1976. Good album. Next, 77. But at this point, they're cranking out an album a year. 77 is "Asia." This is their masterpiece. They finally combined all the elements of jazz, of course, rock, pop, great lyrics, great melodies, great hooks. It's all in this album. Steely Dan. We've got the two main guys at this point, Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, leading the band. They're hiring session musicians to get the job done for the songs, and they're no longer really a band, they're a duo. So, "Asia," one of my favorite albums of the 1970s. Next, 1980s, "Gaucho." This is more of, I wouldn't say disco sound, but it's got some danceable tunes in it. A different style of Steely Dan, which is not to say it's not any good, but it's different. I never bought this on CD. I only have this on vinyl. In fact, this was the last vinyl album I bought in their discography. They also mixed in, they had the lead song on the soundtrack FM, which was a movie released in 1978. And the song "FM," no static at all, that's Steely Dan. On this soundtrack, you have groups like Boston, the Eagles, Dan Fogelberg, Foreigner, Billy Joel, Tom Petty, Linda Ronstadt, Queen, Bob Seger, everything that was played on FM radio in 1978 is pretty much on here. And then we go to, then they're, for 20 years, they don't make an album. 20 years later, they come out with Two Against Nature, which I've only listened to once, so I'm not going to rank it. I like it, but again, they're returning to their jazz elements here. And this won a Grammy, I believe, for them in the year 2000. And their last album, Everything Must Go, came out 3 years later in 2003. Don't own it, never heard it, so I'm not going to rank it, obviously. It wouldn't be right. There's a couple of greatest hits packages as well that have a couple of different songs on here that aren't on the studio albums, but they're not getting ranked either. So, the ranking. Let's kick that off right now. Number 7, Pretzel Logic. My 3 favorite songs are number 3, title track, Pretzel Logic. Number 2, Any Major Dude Will Tell You. And number 1, which is the hit single, Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. Number 6 in my ranking is Countdown to Ecstasy, their second album. Number 3, my third favorite song here would be, I'm going to go with Show Business Kids or Showbiz Kids. Number 2, Bodhisattva. And my favorite song is one of my all-time favorite Steely Dan songs, My Old School. Number 5 album, I would have to go with Gaucho from 1980. 3 best songs, Time Out of Mind, Time Out of Mind, Babylon Sisters, and the best song is Hey 19. Where are we at? Number 4. Down to the top 4. I'm going to go number 4 with Katie Lied from 1975. This has more than 3 songs on it that I like. But number 3 is going to be Everyone's Gone to the Movies. Number 2, Black Friday. And number 1, Dr. Wu. Third best album. Their first. The great Cant Buy A Thrill from 1972. This is easy here. Number 3 is Dirty Work. Number 2, Do It Again. Number 1, Reeling in the Years. Number 2 album is The Royal Scam. Again, there's 5 or 6 songs on here that are absolutely fantastic. But for the purposes of this, we're only going to rank 3. My 3 favorites are Haitian Divorce at number 3. Don't Take Me Alive, number 2. And the best song on this album is Kid Charlemagne. And finally, the number 1 Steely Dan album of all time, Asia from 1977. I'm going to cheat and call it a tie for number 3, Peg and Josie. Number 2, Black Cow, the opener. And number 1, and in fact my number 1 Steely Dan song of all their albums, Deacon Blues. There it is. Read it and weep. That's the Steely Dan rundown. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments. Subscribe if you feel the need. Like the video. I'm hurting for subscribers, so hit me up. Thanks a lot. Take care. Peace.